Hi my dear parents, students and teachers. We are discussing the concept of mindfulness training. As I explained to you, mindfulness is defined as mind plus fullness plus training. Our ability to concentrate on one thing fully 100% is mindfulness training. We had that capacity when we were toddlers, but as we grew up, we lost it. We got exposed to the world, many things came to our attention, many information came to us, our areas of interest increased multiple times. And so when we start focusing our attention on one thing, many other things clamoring for our thought, for our attention. And so mindfulness training is critical, is important. It's not just the behavior of sitting, concentrating on your breathing, practicing every day. That's very important, but your mindset is important. Your appreciation on the need to develop mindfulness is very, very important. As long as you do not understand and appreciate how critical this skill is, you will not be able to sustain and retain your enthusiasm. You need to ask yourself this question: why is it important for me? What will it do for me? You have to market the idea to your mind. How you will be benefited? What will be the consequence of your improving mindfulness or not improving your mindfulness? You need to understand what is at stake for you. Especially students in the school final year and professional students, they should know what is at stake if a mind is allowed to wander or jump from one thing to another without any control. I want to give a story to illustrate this point. There was a country and a person committed a crime, a very serious crime. The king sentenced him to death, and he was waiting for the death sentence to be executed. But then he appealed to the king, please save me, forgive me. Then he was brought to the courtyard. The king was seated and he appeals to the king, dear king, I have a family, please save me. But then the king says, yes, I will let you go, provided you pass a test. He says, yes, king, yes, I will do it. What is the test? Then he calls his ministers, and the ministers explain what the test is. On his hand, a goblet is placed, and on that honey is poured. And the honey is poured to the brim. Completely it is filled up. One more drop of honey, the honey will come out. That is the level to which the honey is poured. Not even a drop it will take anymore. And then the king says, you should hold it in your hand. As long as I decide, even if one drop of honey falls, spills over, we will execute the death warrant. But if you are able to retain this without even a drop of honey coming out, I will let you go. He says, yes, I will agree to that, because it's a question of life and death. So he is brought to the courtyard again. He puts up his hand like this. A goblet is fixed. One minister comes and pours the honey. It becomes full, and it becomes, in physics we call it as convex, right? One more drop, the honey will spill. So at that time it is stopped, and the king says, now the time starts. As he is observing, the king claps the hand, let the music start, let the dance start. The best of the dancers are brought, the best of the music is played, and the whole people are clapping and dancing and clapping and dancing. But this man is concentrating only on the goblet, only on the convex honey. For 1 hour, the music goes on, the dance goes on, and then the king clapped the hand, let the music stop, the dance stop. Then the king asked that person, how was the dance? He wakes up and says, dance? Which dance? Which music? Because his total concentration is only on the goblet, only on that honey. He knows unless and until he focuses 100%, unless and until his mind is occupied with only that task of keeping that goblet, keeping that honey without spilling, he will die. I am explaining this to you. A cricketer on the crease knows the consequence of his attention being distracted. A chess player knows the consequence of his attention being distracted. A car racer knows what is the result if his concentration is deflected. Next time you see a snake charmer catching the deadliest and the most venomous cobra, look at his concentration. And even you look at the concentration of the cobra, and there people know the result, the consequence of concentration are not able to concentrate. My dear parents and students, understand that the mind is such an amazing concept. You may be highly intelligent, you may be having the richest resources, you may be studying in the best of the colleges or schools, you may be highly intelligent, but if you allow your mind to wander, all these benefits are not going to help you. Think about this story and ask yourself, what is the quality of your concentration and focus? If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, press the bell button, and if you have got any comments, please post it in the dialog box and I'll try to answer. See you in my next episode.